We're going to Disney World, and that means I have to get hooked up, sort of in the dark.
Rachel Stauffer, you just spent 25 days on the road. What are you going to do now?
I'm going to Fort Wilderness. This is one of those mornings where getting up at 5 a.m. is actually a welcome thing. Like, I'm excited to get up super early, jump out of bed running, and get my bath in, and let's go.
Time to go, it's time to go, it's time to go. Are you ready? You're ready? You're ready? Ready?
I have never seen you so excited to leave someplace. Hey, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
two
crazy campers.
And after losing a combined weight of more than 200 pounds,
we realized we had so much more energy for activities.
Come along with us as we explore the great outdoors.
And join us on a truly brand new adventure.
I've never been so excited to spend $400 in my life.
I've never seen you. I don't even think when you were buying my engagement ring you were this happy.
So we've been on the road for 25 days. We are concluding our trip with 2 days at Fort Wilderness. I have always said I'm never going to Fort Wilderness. It's not worth the money.
Don't ever say never, especially on camera.
So I've always felt that Fort Wilderness is too expensive. We are paying for this trip.
Yes.
But it does involve a 1.5-year-old grandbaby and the opportunity to go camping and to Disney with her without mom and dad. So
all of that together. That's a perfect storm for you to open up that wallet.
Yes. So we are paying for this trip. We are going to go to Fort Wilderness with a 1.5-year-old.
Right.
And we're going to let you know whether or not Fort Wilderness is actually worth the money. Boom!
Oh! Scared me so bad. What was that for? So
getting you ready for Haunted Mansion.
I know, right? I'm just looking. I just want to make sure that the stools, that the lip of the slide is not a problem with these stools.
Nope, they're fine. I'm really starting to have these steps grow on me.
I'm having them grow on me as well, because I will say that at least it's up, and I'm not confused. It's up. The other ones, I really did have a little bit of trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit out there, we like to party. Listen up, yeah, it's time to start it. And I know you got it. If you're with me, let's rock this party. All the girls on the side say, and all my fellas on the side say, tonight we're gonna fly high to the skies, 'cause we're gonna have a taste of the good life. And we go up. We're gonna rock this club till it goes up. Yeah, we're gonna live a good life. Yeah, we're gonna do it all night. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life, the good life. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life, the good life. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life, the good life. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life, the good life.
What did you think about parking in this site?
So when you see things online about Fort Wilderness being tight, it can be tight. I mean, so we had a momentum parking in the spot next to us at about the same time. And we're right on the bend. And so there's a guy with his car parked here in his spot, but to swing the car without hitting his car, it was a bit challenging. I had to really make a tight turn. Now, I mean, we're 30, when you add in our hitch, and because we add on with the Pro Pride about 7 inches, we're almost 35 feet long behind the truck. So it was a decent swing. I mean, watching the guy with the momentum pulling in, he was struggling too. So we're in a premium site. So this site is designed for longer rigs. It's still a bit challenging. You may have to, especially if you're in a long toy hauler, really kind of maneuver back and forth. But we're here, so it's time to get unhitched. So a little bit of caution for buying something. When we were somewhere, I don't remember where, I think we were in Elkhart, we bought an extra water hose. We got it from Walmart. I don't remember which one we got it from, but we bought a water hose because we only had one water hose and it's short. And I noticed that hey, we may need a longer water hose. So we bought this RV water hose at Walmart. Don't buy this. It is very plasticky tasting. This is the Evo Flex 2 drinking water safe hose. But I can tell you, it reminds me of drinking out of a garden hose when I was growing up.
It was awful. I could not drink any water. Even when we would put it through a coffee machine, it made the coffee taste super nasty. And we have filters on our water.
Even now, just holding it, you can smell the plastic. I don't know why they think that's a drinking water safe hose, but we weren't even in a hot spot where the plastic was gonna warm up or something. It's horrible. We're gonna just use it at home as a regular garden hose, and I'm gonna find a new hose. The other thing we're looking for is a new filter. This filter isn't that great, and I really want something that connects right up there at the bay. So let us know down in the comment section, what water filtration system are you using in your rig, especially if you don't have a lot of space. Obviously we're not in a big fifth wheel or a motorhome where we have a lot of room to put a big system. So I'm looking for a smaller compact system, multi-stage, that we can hook up after the garden hose. Let me know down in the comment section.
All right, so this is for the black tank. I gotta tell you, this is super cute. I've never seen a sink going with the black tank. It's just, I don't know, it's cute.
So we have to hook back up. Our electrical cord is too short. I don't have a extension for the 50 amp, so we're gonna have to rehook up and pull forward a little bit so that we could make it to the box. Allie needs a bath.
She totally needs a bath. Oh my gosh.
Over 2,000 miles towing her so far. So.
Are we the dirtiest one in the Disney parking lot?
What do you think?
I'm loving this so far. I'm so excited. I can't explain how excited I am to actually have an opportunity to camp here.
So we are huge Disney fans. In fact, we both have annual passes for Walt Disney World. So we are excited about this, but at the same time, it's just a place that, like we said, we would never have planned on staying at because we do live in Florida and we usually just go to the parks. And then we also have 1,000 Trails camping pass and we can stay right down the street at Tropical Palms and it won't cost us anything. But since we're talking about money, let's talk about how much this campsite costs.
Right.
So we are in a premium site because that is all that was available for this weekend. And this was the weekend that we have the baby. So the total for 2 nights, not including the golf cart, was $438.88 with tax.
That's a lot of green.
That is a lot of money. A lot of money.
A lot.
So it's basically, it was $183 for the first night for Thursday night, and then Friday night was $208, and then obviously add tax onto that. Now, there is a little bit of a silver lining to this, and that is I am a travel agent.
Tell me what the silver lining is.
So I am a Disney travel agent. So because of that, I was able to book it as a travel agent. So we do get a small commission back to us.
Oh, on our own booking.
On our own booking.
Okay.
So, like, we can't get discounts. Like, as a Disney travel agent, like, I can't give you a discount. But I can also book sites for you and it won't cost you anything. And then I get to deal with all the nonsense with Disney if you have an issue. Plus, you can support the channel if you do use us. So I will leave a link down below. Basically, you just email us at 2kktravel@gmail.com because we can book anything Disney as well as cruises. So, like, it doesn't have to be here. We can get you Disney tickets so long as they're multiple day tickets. We can get you spots in any of the Disney resorts. So we will get a small percentage, and I mean, it's small. Disney doesn't pay much in commission either.
Infinitesimal.
But It is costing us $440. Add in $65 a day for 2 days for the golf cart.
Oh my gosh.
So this is roughly about a $600 camping stay for 2 days. So it is a lot of money.
More than an entire week at Elkhart.
Elkhart was like $350 for 8 days. So that just gives you an idea.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of hope that I'm going to be able to, at the end of this video, tell you it was worth the money. I mean, I guess the memories of being here with our grandbaby camping for her first time in our RV is probably priceless.
But going to a park with her is priceless.
And taking her to the park is priceless. Yeah. So that's about it. But you know what? We'll let you know. I'm gonna keep an open mind. We're gonna explore all the different things. Our plans are basically do stuff in the campground tonight with her when she shows up. And then tomorrow we're going to go to Magic Kingdom just for a little while because grandbaby Magic Kingdom got to do that a little bit. And then after that afternoon, and we're not pulling out until we absolutely have to pull out.
So they kick us
out on
out.
Saturday.
Okay, so you know how I'm looking at this? I'm looking at this kind of like Girl Scouts, right? You get badges for Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts. And so I'm in Grandparenting Scouts. This is Oma and Opa Scouts. And so, you know, you want to have badges on your sash of things that we have done together. Picking strawberries at a U-Pick. That was a badge that I've gotten and I enjoyed having. This is one of those things. Camping at Fort Wilderness, I feel like we're getting our Fort Wilderness grandparenting badge.
Yeah, but we probably should have done it when she got a little bit older and we'll actually remember that we did this.
Maybe we'll have to do it again.
Now, I do want to say with regards to the price, we are annual pass holders and we are also Florida residents. And at the time that we made this booking, this is April 25th, so it's actually coming into the off season. The annual pass holder and the Florida resident 30% off discounts do not apply to the Fort Wilderness campgrounds.
Dang it.
They apply to many of the other resorts. They apply to the Fort Wilderness cabins, but not for the campgrounds. So the fact that we live in Florida or that we're annual pass holders does not help when it comes to reserving the actual campground sites.
What did you think driving through here?
This place is enormous. So this is the marina, and so you can take these boats over to get to the Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom is awesome, but it is a pain to get to sometimes because it's basically like an island almost kind of thing, you know, where you have to either take the ferry or you have to take the monorail to get there. But this is closest to Magic Kingdom. If you're coming here to go to Epcot and stuff like that, just know that that is not the park that this is closest to. This is really closest to Magic Kingdom. I do feel like, even though we usually like to just drive over to Magic Kingdom, we have to do the boat tomorrow morning. We have to do the boat, right?
We have to. So we're going to go into the settlement trading post, which is kind of like the souvenir shop for here. Oh, that's cute. They actually have, you know, just some like food purchases that you can make just like any general store at a camp shop. So now we're going to check out Crockett's Tavern. Okay, so they have a lounge and they have quick service. It looks like they're serving up some pizza. It definitely smells like barbecue is going on somewhere in the vicinity. But this is beautiful and it's open till 10 p.m.
So here at Fort Wilderness, they don't have a lot of dining options. They have 2 different quick service restaurants, this being one of them. And then they have an all you care to enjoy that also has like a review show. It's not actually open every single day. So just you're gonna have to check on the reservation, see what days it is open. But we are not gonna eat there as though as we wanted to. the dinner is like fried chicken and stuff. It's stuff that we're not going to eat. So there's no reason for us to pay like $50 a person if we're not going to be able to eat any of the food.
So we are outside the Tri-Circle D Ranch. I understand there's horses in here that you can take a look at. They even have Clydesdales, and I believe there's some pony rides. It's a Clydesdale. Those are awesome. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful that horse is. Oh, I want to pet him. I'm not supposed to pet him, but I want to pet him.
You can't pet him.
I can't pet him, but I want to pet him.
So unfortunately, pony rides you have to be 3.
Oh, okay. So we
Under
have to come
48 inches, and they have to be over 3.
back. You gotta come back.
So if you do decide to come here to Fort Wilderness and don't want to pop for the golf cart, they do have buses that go all throughout the entire Fort Wilderness area, and it can take you to the different loops as well as to the trading posts and the marina and all that. Just that you're relying on that bus schedule, and that's why so many people actually just go ahead and get the golf cart. The golf carts range from like $60 to $70 or $65 to $75, whether you get the 4-person seating one or the larger one. We got the 4-person one because it's just Rachel, I, and the baby.
So Peyton is here, and a big thank you to Miss Nancy, who made some of our cereal in like a trail mix, and Peyton is really enjoying it. So thank you so much for making them so we don't have to make it on the road.
Is that good?
I love it.
Okay, where are you guys going?
We're going to go to the Campfire and the singalong,
With Chippendale.
but you can't drive, baby.
Nope, you're gonna have to sit in Oma's lap.
No, I know you want to drive, but you can't. Where are we going, Peyton?
Go to the Campfire sing-along.
Peyton, what do you got?
Say, Miss Nancy made my cereal. Thank you so much. Everybody is eating some s'mores and we're eating some cereal, so we got something to eat too. And
Peyton.
instead of a stick, we have a wand.
This is what we need. We're going to try King of the Road all together. All right, let's try it right here. I'm a man of means by no means.
King of the road.
It's pretty terrible. This is what you need to do. Take a look to the bench to your left, the bench to your right, the bench behind you and in front of you. Everybody look around. You'll notice that there's nobody here you know. Just sing it out. All right, let's try it. I'm a man of means by no means.
King of the road.
When Chip and Dave start cooking up some trouble, you can bet it gets well done.
Hi. Hi, friend.
Let's hear it for our folks, Chip and Dave.
Totally worth it. She loves them.
It's going to be on at 11:30.
Ready?
You are my sunshine.
My only sunshine.
You make me happy.
When skies are gray. Never know how much I love you. Don't take my sunshine away.
This land is your land.
This land is my land.
From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water. Sing it with me.
This land was made for you and me.
Everybody has decorated their campsite with inflatables, and we're going to go see them because we had a good time when we went to the campground. We went to the sing-along, and now we're going to see all the pretties in the driveways. Ooh, look! Wow! Oh my gracious! Look at all those! They're so cute!
That is a lot of work.
That is a lot of work. We really appreciate all that hard work. So we were trying to figure out why everything was decorated for Halloween, even though it is clearly April, and it seems to be Hallow Spring. They're doing Hallow Spring, which is pretty cool. Do you like it? I like it too. Good morning.
So good morning. We are headed over to Magic Kingdom right now. We had a great night.
Oh my goodness, we slept so good. Opa slept in the bed and me and Peyton slept on the pull-out sofa, and I can actually say it was very comfortable. I did not think it would be that comfortable.
I'm really glad we got the 294 RK because we have that extra pull-out bed, because this will not be the last time that Peyton comes camping with us.
She really likes the living space and the way it's set up. So like, she wanted to keep all her toys in the family room, and then she knew the bedroom was a different room.
So we're going to be taking the boat, the ferry, across the Seven Seas Lagoon, which my understanding is puts you right at the entrance to Disney, to Magic Kingdom. So we do not have to take the monorail or the ferry over. This is probably the biggest benefit to staying here at Fort Wilderness, because as much as we love Magic Kingdom can be a pain to get to. So this is a huge advantage. Again, if you want to go to the other parks, transportation is not so easy, but for Magic Kingdom it's great. So this is the first real test of, is it worth staying here? Going on a boat, Peyton?
Yes! She is swimming in this shirt, but it was the only one I could find where I could wear the same shirt as her. I think you got on the wrong boat.
How about we?
How about you're the navigator?
I don't think we got on the wrong boat. It just looked like we were going to the Contemporary, but I can actually see the ticketing center. We're headed right towards it.
Good, I hope so.
So if you would have asked me last night if I think staying at Fort Wilderness is worth $200 a night, I probably would have said no.
But this morning, the answer is yes.
So I actually think being able to jump on the ferry and coming over to Magic Kingdom without having to go on the monorail or the ferry to the parking lot, that might actually be worth $200 a night. Because that's one of the big reasons that we actually don't do Magic Kingdom a lot, and it's honestly why we never close Magic Kingdom, because of those long lines. But that was definitely cool. We're gonna head into the park now.
Because we're staying where we're staying, we get in with early admission. So it is just after 8 o'clock, and we're gonna get to go on Jungle Cruise, which usually has a huge line.
I think my favorite way goodbye to my biggest fan. That's way like keeping it there on the ceiling.
Next up, Pirates of the Caribbean. And I'm glad that I have Peyton with me so I don't get scared in the dark. What's up next, Opa?
We're going on Haunted Mansion.
Let's do it. So we're gonna get on the elusive Peter Pan ride. Normally the wait is way too daunting for us to go on it, but today we've got a genie pass, so we're gonna make it useful. We're ready for some breakfast, lunch, brunch.
So we're gonna eat at the Crystal Palace.
Yay!
And this is a character premiere or character dining experience. And here's a little trick. You show up and you make your reservation for about 10:30, 10:45. You're gonna pay breakfast price, but you get both breakfast and lunch. Also, Peyton doesn't have to pay, but you gotta come to a character thing if you're bringing your grandbaby with you. Right, Peyton? Peyton.
She's waving at everybody that
Are
goes
you
by.
waving?
I love you this much. I love you this much. How much? This much. I love you this much. I love you this much.
What do you got? What do you think of lunch?
Oh my gosh, it was really good. I think that it had the most variety, and I liked your idea of doing breakfast and lunch because the brunch thing was really awesome.
And we paid breakfast price.
Oh, did we? Okay, so that's awesome. I wasn't sure if it would work.
Now, I will say that in comparison to some of the other character meals we've done,
I think this one had better food.
this one had better food, but you got more character interaction in the other one.
Yeah,
But that's also because
busy.
we're in Magic Kingdom and it's super busy. So we got all the characters once in about an hour and 20 minutes, whereas in the past it was like every 5 minutes. They kept coming to your table.
She is so excited to see these musicians.
But the bottom line is, it was worth it just to see the smile on Peyton's face.
Oh, heck yeah. This is actually Peyton's favorite type of ride. Whatever is spinning, curling, or otherwise causing Oma to vomit, she's all about it.
turn it? Are you gonna go fast? Yes.
What a great point! Okay, everybody.
Hi.
Until Dumbo comes to a stop, then you can walk to the nearest exit.
Good morning. It is Saturday morning. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning, and we're leaving Fort Wilderness today. And we were supposed to go home today, except for our youngest son, Caleb, actually is coming up to Universal Studios, and he called us and said, when are you guys going home? And we said Saturday, and he's like, well, can you stay for a couple more days? Because he was going to Universal and wanted to see us. So we decided we're going to stay, and originally we had thought about just staying at Fort Wilderness for an extra day, but it was like $248 with the taxes and fees and things, and that's not to mention another $65 for the golf cart, and that's just too much money. I mean, this place is nice, but it is ridiculously expensive. I mean, again, this campsite cost us like $440 for 2 nights, plus another $140 for the golf cart for a couple of days. It's just a lot of money. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually move the RV over to Tropical Palms, which is part of our 1,000 Trails, and that's completely free. And I actually booked it for last night as well as tonight and Sunday night. And we always do that. I know some people don't like this, but we always do that where if we're going to leave on, say, Sunday, a lot of times we'll book through Monday so that we don't have to be out by 11 o'clock in the morning. So if we don't want to leave until like 5 or 6 o'clock, we'll just book that extra night. It's part of our camping pass anyway, so it's not a big deal to us. But the thing is checkout here is at 11, checkout at 1,000 Trails isn't until 1. But we want to go to a park. Caleb's not coming up until later on this afternoon, and so we're actually going to run over to Epcot for a few hours because, again, we have annual passes, so it doesn't cost us anything. So what I wanted to do was be able to move the RV early in the morning. So I called them up and I said, what is the best way to do this? Can I check in early, or would it be better to reserve the night before? And they actually said, go ahead and reserve the night before so that we can just show up. And I notified them that we weren't going to come in on Friday, that I'm going to just be coming in like first thing Saturday morning. And they said that was completely fine. So what we're going to do is I am going to start packing up the RV. Rachel is getting things tidied up inside, and then she's going to take Peyton, our grandbaby, over to Epcot, and then I'm going to move the RV, and then I will meet them at Epcot. And I think what she's going to do is the easiest way, because we have the baby and the stroller and all that, is she's actually going to take the ferry from here to Magic Kingdom, and then she's going to take the monorail from Magic Kingdom over to Epcot. And then after that, what we're going to do is we will kind of go over, like, what do we think? Do we think that it is worth it to come to Fort Wilderness? And I'm going to look at it from a couple of different aspects. Is it worth it overall? Like, if you never come to Orlando, if you never come to Disney, if this is like, you know, a dream trip, you know, maybe once every 10 years you're going to go to Disney with your family? Because I think the answer is going to be different for that than if you're somebody like us who RVs on a regular basis, has access to other campgrounds. For us, we live in Florida. We have annual passes for Disney. So the answer may be a little different. So we're going to try to address all of those different things, and I think you're going to be surprised by the answer.
So we have changed our plans today, right, Peyton?
Yes.
We are going to go back to Magic Kingdom because it will be easier for Rachel to basically transfer over while I'm moving the RV.
And I've learned to just take things slowly. I don't need to do all of the things at once. I think that that's the pace of a grandmother versus the pace of a mom.
So cart is all returned.
It is. It was funny. There was a lady that was walking around taking all kinds of pictures of it, of her cart, and the guy at the return center was like, do you want me to take a picture? of you, like you wanting a selfie with like your experience with the golf cart. And she was like, no, I'm just taking pictures of everything so that you know I returned it without any like dings or bangs. So you don't try to charge me later. And the guy was like, you've got to like beat the fool out of these things. And I wanted to say that that's kind of like all the things you rent at Disney are built to take a beating.
Now, I will say, we're gonna go over our should you come to Fort Wilderness, is it worth it?
If you do,
later on.
you should rent the golf carts.
So let's talk about that real quick. There's a lot of people who say you don't need a golf cart, and there's a lot of people who say you do.
With Peyton, I wouldn't have done it without it. I mean, if we just brought our bicycles and we didn't have our grandchild, then yeah, like you could just ride your bicycle probably.
They do have buses that run throughout the entire campground, but you're reliant on the schedule of those buses. And then if you have your stroller, you got to tear down the stroller, put it back up. I would say that the golf cart makes it very helpful.
So much easier. It's even when you go to the pool and you have more things than you anticipated, or we did a load of laundry and so we could put us and the laundry detergent, everything on the cart with us. It just made everything so much easier.
For me, if I was coming here again, either A, I'll bring our Cricket, which unfortunately we just can't get to the Cricket in the garage right now because
our
Anthony
son parked a piano in back of it.
Piano in front of it, and the piano weighs like 500 pounds and I can't move it. That needs to get moved. I would, if I didn't bring a golf cart and if I didn't rent a golf cart, I would have to have my electric bikes. If it was just the two of us, you could do it with your electric bikes. But then you have to worry about locking them up, somebody stealing them, and those kind of things. But I do think that you need some mode of transportation unless you're just never going to leave your campsite.
Or if you're going to stay at the so far back of the part, like nearest to the arena and like where the singalong is, so that you have access to the pool and the marina without having to use a car.
Yeah, but you know, if you want to go to the singalong, that's far away from the marina, which is far away from the parking lot. Everything is just so far apart, and I don't really want to be reliant on the Disney bus transportation.
We're getting a little tired. So something you can always rely on when you're tired. You got a kid that's tired. Hollow Presidents.
She's fighting it. She's like, I want to go to sleep, but I'm afraid I'm going to miss something.
I feel like she's going to be out before we get to George Washington. How does it feel now to not only be able to walk the park yourself, but to carry your granddaughter through the park?
It's pretty amazing. I don't even want to put her in the stroller just because I have the ability to do this. So it's kind of cool to just be able to carry her everywhere. Plus, how could you not want to have this precious thing in your arms all the time? So as we sit here and wait for the ferry to go back so that we can get to our campground, let's give a little review of whether or not we think you guys should come to Fort Wilderness. Now, we normally do all of our campground reviews based on 5 things. What do we talk about?
We talk about hospitality, amenities, the campsites themselves, stuff to do, and would we recommend it?
I feel like we don't really need to. We can nail all of that in less than a minute. Okay, so number 1, hospitality.
It's Disney.
It's Disney, right? Hospitality is amazing. Number 2.
That it would be amenities. It's Disney. So yeah, it's
amenities are awesome.
Now number 3, the campsites themselves.
Okay, so the campsites are nice. I wouldn't say they're as nice as a state park, but they're better than what we call parking lot camping. Like there's a little bit of division between you and your neighbor, but getting into them a bit tight, even in the very expensive premium sites.
Now they do have a concrete slab, which is nice.
And they're pretty level.
Very level.
But they're pretty narrow. So even our site is long, but it's narrow.
Number 4, which is stuff to do.
We're in Disney.
We're in
right?
Orlando.
We're in Orlando. So there's so much to do. You've got SeaWorld and Universal Studios and all of the Disney parks, of course. And then there's stuff to do in the campgrounds. There's a pool, as you can imagine, and there's pool tables and shuffleboard, and there's a campfire sing-along that's free.
There's lots of stuff to do.
Lots of stuff to do.
So number 5, would we recommend it? You'll find out when we get back to Tropical Palms. Okay, we are back here at our campsite at Tropical Palms, which is only about 10 minutes away from Disney. We want to quickly go over pros and cons and let you know whether or not we would recommend you going to Fort Wilderness. Now, we were going to film this outside, except for it's super windy, so we're going to finish it up here in the RV before we leave today. We also have our special guest, Peyton, which is our 1.5-year-old grandbaby. So we're going to do it quickly because we have the attention span of a 1.5-year-old.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so real quick, pros and cons of staying at Fort Wilderness. Start off with the pros. Fire them off.
Pros, number 1, proximity to the park.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest pro to me is the ferry that takes you to Magic Kingdom.
We didn't even have to collapse her stroller or take her out of the stroller. So it was easy for me to just go by myself and take her even without you.
Yeah. Okay, so the sites are super level. They are very long, at least if you stay in one of the premium sites. The other sites, not so much. And then, of course, you're on Disney property, so you have everything there to go. Like we said, there's lots of amenities, hospitality, all of that stuff is awesome. And you can pretty much get whatever you need there on Disney property.
I think another pro is just the camaraderie. The fact that everyone has invested like a good deal of money to stay there. Everybody seems like, hey, let's all enjoy this to the fullest. So I felt like all of the campers, like we were all taking a group vacay together.
Yeah. And then, of course, you have the fact that everybody decorates their campsite. Last pro, I would say, would be security. Security is super tight getting in there. As a matter of fact, our friends who work at Disney wanted to drop off a little gift for Peyton. And even though they work at Disney, the security guards up in the front would not allow them to come drop it off. We had to meet them up at the guard gate. So security is super tight. Now let's get into the cons. And honestly, I have quite a few. Even though the sites are long, they are very narrow, and parking can be a challenge. Parking your rig can be a challenge because the roads are not very wide. And then, of course, we have the price.
Yeah, well, I actually was very disappointed with the lack of theming. I felt like they could have themed it up Disney so much more. Like character statues everywhere. There's lots of different woodland creatures in the Disney, universe that I think she would have really enjoyed seeing. And as much as we loved even the splash pad, it was not themed out the way that I think Disney is capable of doing.
I would say the splash pad is mediocre. Honestly, the splash pad they have here is just as nice, and it's heated. It just doesn't have a little mini slide. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed in the amenities.
We couldn't even find a Disney cap that said Fort Wilderness on it.
Yeah, it's not themed to Mickey Mouse. If you're going in there thinking that you're going to get this Mickey Mouse experience, it's not there. They have a little bit of Chip and Dale. And then even the campfires, I was looking for a bonfire. And instead it was just two small fires in these like brick things that you would build in your backyard.
Right.
And even the sing-along, I felt like could have been better. It was very short. And then Chip and Dale, you basically did the hokey pokey with them and then they were gone. And so it was like 30, 40 minutes. I would have liked to have seen it a lot longer. But the price is probably the biggest thing for me. I mean, the bottom line is we paid $450 for 2 nights, basically in the spring/summer, which is where prices are supposed to be a little bit lower. It's not Christmas time. And we can't use Florida pass holder discounts. We can't use Florida resident discounts. And then, of course, you're almost required to get a golf cart because the place is so large. So that's another expense.
You absolutely had to. Like with us, as far as we were almost at the front of the park and getting all the way to the back, you really did need a golf cart, which was another expense.
Yeah, and again, because the place is so large, You know, you want to be able to experience everything. And then also, because you're on Disney property, you're a good 25 minutes away, especially at the height of times when people are leaving the parks from grocery stores and things like that.
Yeah.
So you are locked into Disney prices. If you need to get something from the trading post, like we needed eggs, you're kind of locked into it unless you want to take your truck, leave Disney property, go through all of that hassle, wait on the lines, wait in traffic. So that's kind of like a bummer when it comes to it. And then finally, I would say the last comment would be is if you want to go to any park other than Magic Kingdom, it's a bit of a hassle because they don't have any directing. You have to jump on the bus stuff.
You could go to Epcot because you could take the monorail from Magic Kingdom to Epcot, but really that's it.
But that's kind of a nightmare because you got to take the ferry to Magic Kingdom, then you got to take a monorail from Epcot back to the ticket and parking center, and then take another monorail over there. So honestly, if you're going to go to the other parks, you are better off taking your car and then going and driving to the other parks. Don't rely on Disney transportation.
Yeah.
So, would I recommend going to Fort Wilderness? And do I think it's worth it? And we probably have different views on it. And I'm going to say it depends. I think it's going to depend on, number one, how much are you paying for the site? I absolutely do not think that I got $250 a night value out of staying at Magic Kingdom. We did it because we had Peyton, and I don't feel like you had this magical experience. Yes, she's only 1.5 years old, but I think it would be even worse at the age of 4, 5, 7, 8, something like that. I think you can get just as nice of a camping experience staying just outside, even at some place here like Tropical Palms and some of the other RV resorts that are around. On the other side, I would say if you're looking for like a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing, and maybe you never go to Disney, maybe we're a little skewed because we live in Florida and we go to Disney.
Sure.
You might consider it, but I would say maybe once.
I think that put it in your passport. I got that stamp, that check mark, that we did it.
Yeah,
that
we
we've
can
done
check
it.
off we've gone to Fort Wilderness. Would we ever camp back at Fort Wilderness again? I would say the only way we would stay at Fort Wilderness again is if we could get a dirt cheap price. And I would say dirt cheap, it would have to be probably between $100 to $140 a night with the taxes and fees and everything included. And I would only really probably do it during Christmas time where I could drive around and see everybody's decorated campsites.
Yeah, because really it was the campers that made it a magical experience. Being able to go around and have all the campers put out like inflatables for the kids to enjoy, that's what made it special. And we can even do that no matter what campground that we go to. We can, help make it a magical experience for others.
So would you recommend people stay at Fort Wilderness?
I think you should go one time. I think you should do like we did and just get a stamp in your passport. I think it was fun to say that you've been there. It's certainly been a part of Disney history. It is one of the oldest resorts on Disney property, like basically one of the very first, if not the first. So I think it's something cool to say I did it, but I don't think that I would do it again.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Now let us know down in the comment section, and I'm sure we are going to get a lot of hate for not recommending it, but the bottom line is I'm bringing my hotel room.
Right.
Why is it cheaper for me to stay in a Disney resort where they are going to give me like maid service and they're going to provide me with a bed and provide me with all of that? And some of the Disney resorts are actually cheaper than bringing my own hotel room with me to Fort Wilderness.
Well, if you could find a cheaper campsite like we go to, you could, instead of spending the money on the campground, you could spend the money on the tickets.
Well, that's my thing, is I feel like I would rather stay at not such a great campground because you're going to spend your whole day in Disney anyway.
Right.
And then take that money, invest it in souvenirs, experiences in Disney.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Maybe getting yourself a Genie Pass so that you can skip lines or not have to wait on lines. I feel like there's
so many better places that I could put that money. When I see people staying there for a week, and you're talking about $1,000 to $1,400, and that's not even to mention the fact that you have to have a golf cart, and then the gas and the tolls and everything to bring your rig over. That's a lot of money.
Well, and I think that it puts a lot of pressure on the family to like enjoy yourself. Like the intensity is, this better be magical because like somebody's not going to college because we're here.
And I can't even imagine what it's like during the summer because again, we're here the last week of April and it was already very buggy and mosquito-y.
Right.
To the point where at the campfire, they were handing out free packets of off wipes.
Right.
So I don't know. I would be disappointed if I showed up during the rainy season where it's raining every day and you're getting a lot of bugs and I've spent that kind of money. But let us know down in the comment section, have you been to Fort Wilderness? What are your thoughts? And would you recommend people going there on a regular basis? Now, if you like seeing videos like this, please do us a favor, hit that like button down below. It really does help build the channel. More importantly, it lets us know what kind of videos you guys are looking to see.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also the bell button. And that way, every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
Till next time,
Happy camping!